I'm the bad guy.
Duh.
Hello, and I am back here in the fandom zone. Welcome to General Zod's Dojo. Yes, folks, Zod is everywhere. Anyways, what can I say? Today I will be doing a review on a movie that has just been released. I've been feeling sick, so I've been down on my reviews, but fear not, Earthlings, for Kryptonian colds do not last long. Anyways, today we'll be reviewing Dolittle. Dolittle is the heartwarming tale of a man who can speak with animals and blah, 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 blah. Before I get started with this review, sometimes actors make choices and I say, why in the world does this actor go from one thing to another? And it's an odd choice, but I can't knock the man for picking any role that he feels fit, because honestly, he can make crappy movies for the next 10 years with the fame that he has amassed. And honestly, he's probably the best part of this film. So let me start with my overview, my pros, my cons, and then I'll tell you whether or not I approve, and my rating system from 1 to 10, 1 being a hot pile of earth trash, and 10 being the best thing your earth has ever produced. So, Dolittle is the story of a man who can speak to animals. He's a recluse, he lives alone, and then when the queen of the land gets sick, Dolittle must go on an adventure with his apprentices to search for a cure to save the queen, or so I thought. First off, my pros are this: the animals are cool talking. The animals. And Robert Downey Jr. That's it. That's all I got, folks. Nothing else about this movie is redeeming. Now, before I go with my cons, do keep in mind, this movie is clearly for kids. I mean, in the sense of the word, this goes back to when they used to make those kids' movies that you take your kids to and you suffer through, but you look at little Timmy and he's got a smile on his face and he's laughing and you're like, at least my son's happy. I gotta go use the bathroom, get a drink, eat candy, talk to my coworkers, do any other thing but watch this movie. My God, where do I start with this, okay? Robert Downey Jr. is always good. You can put him in a role playing a man on the street where toilet paper is all he has to bounce back from, and he does a good job. And the animals are hilarious and clearly the source of the comedy for this film. But the story is such a mess. The villain is so cardboard and generic that I feel like they went old school to where the villain has to be this mustache-twirling evil bad guy going, yes, I will take over the world kind of thing. I mean, it's like classic bad guy that does not do the film any justice whatsoever. This thing is so disorganized and all over the place. And I understand that children's movies tend to make sense to kids, but this shit doesn't make sense to, or shouldn't, to anyone. Like, I had no clue what was going on. No clue. Things were happening. Parts were in there that really don't service or enhance the story. So the thing is just jumping from scene to scene to scene to scene. It's like a dyslexic, crazed ADHD film wanting to tell a story, but it's got threads all over the place, and by the end of it, it doesn't make sense. And the biggest part of the movie, the end sequence of the movie, I'm not going to tell you, but you'll roll your eyes and quite possibly be pissed off because you're like, this is the ending? This is the reason why I sat 2 freaking hours in this film? Anyways, I'm going to be making my review for Bad Boys for Life. I suggest you go see that movie. This movie, there isn't much for me to say. I'm not giving a normal in-depth analysis because honestly, there's no depth to this film. What you see in the previews is pretty much what the movie is. There's no layers, there's no nothing. It's, if you have kids and you want to keep them entertained, I saw a family with children and all the kids were entertained. So if you're a parent, you have a great movie to take your kids and go and see. Everyone else, Zod does not approve. This movie gets a 4.5. And you're probably saying, well, Zod, you rated Cat 6, and that's a pretty bad movie. Yes, but I could at least pull some things, knowing the background about that movie, and knowing that the director tried something new. Nothing new is tried here. They took an IP, they recycled it, and they made this garbage. And they specifically targeted it for the families. And you know what? You can do family movies without boring the bejesus out of us or making a messy story. Shrek's done it. A ton of other great animated films or live action has done it. This does not. Even Jumanji, The Next Level, as convoluted as a sequel is, still did it better than this. So Zod does not approve. 4.5. Anyone without kids, don't see this movie. Avoid it like the plague or syphilis. Anyways, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, remember the only rule that I have here in the Fandom Zone: kneel before General Zod.
I'm the bad guy.
Duh.